Hello everyone, this is Talk Time with Cynthia. I'm coming today, we're reading in our book again today, The Black Tax, The Cost of Being Black in America. Just so we have a clear understanding as to how we've gotten where we are as a people, as a race, right? How black people got to where they are and who contributed to where we are, and also how us as a human race can make a difference, and so that we can create jobs, we can create legacy, help create jobs, help create legacy for the black race, help create jobs for the human race by helping black people to contribute to society. But first off, I believe that we have to figure out how we got here first off, right? That's what I believe. And that's what this book that I'm reading is about. This is not the first video on this. So I have several videos on this. And I'm going to show you guys the book. So this is the book, and it's by Sean D. Rochester, The Black Tax, The Cost of Being Black in America. So it was a great cost, and what we are not doing, we are not trying to create a racist or racial divide, or we're trying to use this knowledge to draw us closer together so that we can be able to make a difference on a broader spectrum, if you will. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead and start reading. Okay. Make sure I know where I'm at. Yeah. So the first, so we are on part 2 now. We did part 1. We finished that, and now we're on part 2. And if I seem like I'm glistening, it's hot outside. So it's a bit warm, but the wind is blowing, so it kind of cools me off every now and then too. So anyway. So we're on part 2, and the title within part 2 is Black Tax in the Labor Market, Anti-Black Discrimination from 1935 to 1965. So let me start reading. I have to figure out how to hold my phone so you guys can see me while I read the book, and so my hand don't cramp up, and I apologize for the weirdness at the beginning. Usually I get it situated where I need to get it at, and then I'm good after that. So but anyway, I want to just say, because I noticed that a lot of people don't finish my video to the end, which I think these videos that I'm putting out now is important to listen to the end. I do realize that I'm a slow reader, so sometimes it probably get kind of agitated. You can get kind of agitated on me, like, oh, it's kind of slow and I don't have the time or whatever. But this information that I'm putting out is very, very, very important, I believe. Or you can go and get the actual book. I got mine, I think it was on Amazon, I think it was. I'm not sure. I've had it for a while. And also I want to say, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. That way you can get all the information. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. I want to say thank you so much to my subscribers, my viewers. And I appreciate everybody that subscribed to my channel. I appreciate everybody that clicks on there out of curiosity, whether you stay for a second, a minute, or 10 minutes or whatever. I appreciate all of it, and I want to say thank you so much. And I just want you guys to be able to feel like this is a place that you can come to get understanding, or to be a part of something that is out of love and understanding and compassion. A place where you can come and not be judged or anything like that, regardless of who you are, right? And that's what I want to use my platform for, to just pull us all together in peace, love, and in unity. And that's what I'm about, and that's what my channel is about. And just to get some knowledge of different things. I just try to have a lot of different things going on. And maybe I might settle one day toward one scope of something. I'm always have this right here, guys. I hate that so much. So, but anyway, I think I put too much on. But yeah, that's what my channel is about. It's just to love on people, and to bring love, and to bring peace, and to bring compassion. Not a place where we're tearing each other down and being separated in this race and that race. Just the human race. I think that's the only way we're gonna do better. And I believe with this coronavirus situation, it should pull us all together. To let us realize that we are all the same. I mean, because coronavirus don't look at us and say, you're black, you're white. It doesn't do that. It affects us all. And so that alone should help us to realize that there's no difference between us, right? Just a skin color, we do have our own ideals and everything like that, and that's okay. I mean, being different makes it more exciting. And just to reach across and to learn each other's culture and enjoy it, and have an appreciation for it. That's what I believe. Okay, so let me go ahead and start reading, y'all, because I could go on and on about that. The fact that we need to love each other more and not strike out at each other so much. Okay, so it says black tax in the labor market, anti-black discrimination from 1935 to 1965. So that seemed like, 30 years? It says in 1934, the median annual income for a white household was about $1,500. For a black household, 65% of whom worked as domestic employees and agricultural workers. The median annual income was $474, which is a big difference. Okay? And it says, as a response to the economic impact of the Great Depression, Congress passed a series of laws to provide economic relief for millions of Americans, citizens. These laws were called the New Deal and helped to set minimum wages, maximum weekly work hours, legalize labor organizing, provide assistance to farmers, and provide old age insurance, Social Security to senior citizens. The New Deal was a huge undertaking and served as a foundation of the creation of the American middle class. But before the New Deal was passed into law, it was opposed in Congress by representatives from southern states. In order to get the New Deal passed into law, two important amendments had to be made to the bill. The first was, turning the page, exclusion of agricultural and domestic workers from New Deal benefits, and the second would be to allow for the distribution and administration of benefits at the state and local level. Although Black Americans had been relegated to the lowest wage, lowest skilled jobs with the least opportunity to accumulate wealth, and were in dire need of economic support from the New Deal. The severity the severity of their economic deprivation would continue because the first amendment to this bill eliminated 65% of the Black labor force, and the second change allowed Southern authorities to exclude almost all other Black laborers from getting New Deal benefits. This had far-reaching ramifications. Okay, let me see if I put it over here if it makes a difference. Then it says, in 1935, Congress passed the Wet Wagner Act, which legalized labor organizing, but non-whites were specifically excluded from it. This meant that high-paying union jobs and the benefits of medical care and job security that went along with them were denied to non-whites, an exclusion that lasts well into the 1970s. Minimum wage regulations also proved disastrous for Black workers because those regulations made it illegal for employers to hire people who weren't worth the minimum because they lacked skills. As a result, some 500,000 Blacks, particularly in the South, were estimated to have lost their jobs. The story in agriculture was particularly grim, since 40% of all Black workers made their living as sharecroppers and tenant farmers. The Agricultural Adjustment Administration acreage reduction hit Blacks hard. White landlords could make more money by leaving land untilled than by putting land back into production. As a result, the AAA's policies forced more than 100,000 Blacks off the land in 1933 and 1934. Even more galling to Black leaders, the president failed to support an anti-lynching bill and a bill to abolish the poll tax. Roosevelt feared the conservative Southern Democrats who had seniority in Congress and controlled many committee chairmanships would block his bill if he tried to fight them on the race question. The New Deal distribution 50 billion. The New Deal distributed 50 billion in federal expenditures from 1933 to 1940s, which is the equivalent of almost 570 billion today. The exclusion of agricultural and domestic workers in the Social Security Act of 1935 would cost black workers 143 billion in today's dollars. One research study also estimates the cost of labor market discrimination against black Americans from 1929 to 1969 in 1983 dollars at 1.6 trillion or 4.4 trillion today. Inflated. Ooh, something's on my neck, y'all. Ooh, something's on my neck. Something crawling on me. Inflated at 3% per annum. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. And then it says, we have another box here that we had. It says black tax exclusion from the Social Security Act on 143 billion. Then it says labor market discrimination 4.4 trillion. So that was pretty huge back then, and as of now, right? And then it says and then okay, so now our next title is going to be Black Tax from the GI Bill 1935 to 1965. Okay. It says the GI Bill of Rights was another series of programs that poured an additional 95 billion into expanding opportunities for soldiers returning from World War II. Overall, the GI Bill was a dramatic success and helped a significant portion of the 16 million World War II veterans attend college, receive job training, start businesses, and purchase their first homes. However, less than 2% of those funds went to the 1 million black soldiers returning from World War II. Okay, so turning the page, guys. I need a page turner. Because of high discrimination, let me get my phone straight. Okay, it says, because of high discriminatory policies and practices, black veterans were essentially unable to purchase houses. This was true both in the North and in the South. In the New York metropolitan area in 1950, for example, only about 69 of 69,666 VA loans. Less than 1/10 of 1% were held by non-whites, and in Mississippi in 1947, only 2 out of 3,229 VA loans went to black veterans. Job training was also very difficult for returning black soldiers to get. By October 1946, 6,500 former soldiers had been placed in non-farm jobs by the Employment Service in Mississippi. Of those jobs, 86% of the skilled and semi-skilled jobs were filled by whites, 92% of the unskilled ones by blacks. Discrimination was also a key factor in limiting black soldiers' ability to get post-secondary educational opportunities. Elite northern colleges enrolled almost no black students in the late 1940s. Take, for example, the University of Pennsylvania and Columbia, which were among the least discriminatory of the Ivy League colleges, yet still enrolled only 46 black students, even though they had combined student bodies of 9,000 in 1946. Because blacks were excluded from white schools in the North and still under segregation in the South, approximately 95% of black veterans had to seek post-secondary education at the 100 black colleges in the South that were chronically underfunded and lacked first-rate facilities, while white universities were expanding to accommodate millions of white veterans. Black colleges did not have and were not given the resources to accommodate an estimated 70,000 black veterans in 1947. One report showed that as much as 55% of black veterans who applied to black colleges for post-secondary education were turned away. Let me do this. Trying to straighten it, y'all. Were turned away because they could not accommodate the demand. The federal government invested $95 billion via the Viet Bill to create opportunities for returning soldiers, which is equivalent to $70 billion today. Yet less than 2% of the money went to black veterans, and while less than 2% of black Americans had a college degree by 1950, and blacks in general had a strong desire and need for post-secondary education. Strong need and desire. Okay, for post-secondary education, they would be kept out of colleges and universities for another 20 years while millions of whites receive government subsidies for post-secondary education. So we have another box, you guys, which says GI Bill up to 45 billion denied to black soldiers. Okay. So that was it for that particular, those titles. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this video because this next title is kind of long and I don't want to prolong my video, so I'm gonna do that. So, and my next title is going to be Black Tax Separate but Equal Education from 1896 to 1954. Okay, guys. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead on and end this video here. But thank you guys for hanging out and seeing what your girl got to have to say about the black tax and understanding where. And I thank you guys so much for understanding where I'm trying to go with this. Not trying to create no strife or anything like that, but just trying to help us to know where we how to get to where we're trying to get by knowing where we came from and how we got where we are. And that's the only thing. But anyway, don't forget to tell your families and your friends what your girl Sin is doing, because we try to keep it popping over here on the positive side. Y'all know how we do it. Love, peace, understanding, and compassion. That's what we doing over here. So y'all recognize and understand, because I love you guys so much. And I just thank you so much for my subscribers. And we're going to say peace out. Love you guys. Bye.